So again, welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand. True Blue Star here from Thailand. Hope you're doing well. It is one Saturday here in Thailand, yeah. So for instance, this was Saturday morning here in Thailand. That can't be the right time, yes. No, it's got to be later than that. What time is it? 10 o'clock here in Thailand. Yeah, it's probably the clock. Yeah, here in Thailand, and so for instance, and it's game day. Man City against Sunderland. Man City at home against Sunderland, and also tomorrow is Man City away to Leicester in the WSL, and the ladies are back as well. So we're going to do a video of the ladies as well after listen to Andre and see the ladies come back from international break and see how they fare against Leicester. We should beat Leicester, but again we want to continue our winning ways. Anyway, so pop into back to the city and just listen to the second part of Pep Guardiola's press conference. And it was a good press conference, and talked a lot, etc., about Rodri and etc. For instance, we got a little bit more information. Just stay there, and so for instance, and I think it's a lovely sunny day here in Thailand, but I think the world everybody seems to be off at the moment, driving me mad. And the Thais do love making a noise, they really do, and they're making the road down here. They've knocked out my internet, etc. So I'm using somebody else's internet at the moment, etc. So so it's game day against Sunderland at home. So we've heard from Pep Guardiola, and he's had a nice little chat about a few things. Good questions were asked, because again, a lot of these press conferences drive me mad with the stupid dumb ass questions. Gets mad, really crazy, and it's just and again it's a lot of it's sensationalism and etc. And there was asked about the World Cup. I don't even know about the World Cup. I know it was going on. You said the World Cup draw, but I don't know who England, where England's got, and whatever. It's not the biggest thing on my mind. Man City men and Man City ladies is the biggest one. And also I'd like to congratulate the under 18s who beat Fulham yesterday. So there you are. It's wonderful. There's a lovely quote, by the way, from a certain Johan Cruyff, and and he says, "I'd rather win 5-4 than 1-0. So that's on the thumbnail today. So so I thought that was a lovely quote. He's one of his Pep's heroes, etc. But that's what he said. I'd rather win 5-4 than 1-0. And again, for instance, and we are the entertainers. And as Pep said, for instance, the Premier League needs to pay them extra money because of keeping that game. And Brighton and Aston Villa kind of tried to eliminate exactly what we did, etc. But they only scored 3-4. Blah blah blah. But anyways, I just want to pop onto United, by the way. Once you got that United, because I miss United just today. So I didn't miss them, etc. I miss talking about them. It appears that, for instance, they've lost, drew 1-1 against West Ham. Good West Ham, love West Ham. In my heart, West Ham, etc. Good up the Hammers, and so delighted, absolutely getting a point. And again, listen to United fans. We're Man United, the biggest club in the world. Honestly, God. Why do United fans always keep talking about that? Like that's important. We're United, we're the biggest club in the world. No. Nobody cares. I didn't care back in the 1970s when I was learning. I was asking my father about the difference between City and United, and I said to him, aren't United bigger than City? And my father said, it doesn't make no difference. It's the fact that Manchester City are a Manchester-based team, etc., who care about United, or United only care about being the biggest in the world. And he was bang on right, and me and my father never got on, etc. But the mere fact that he was absolutely right. And it makes no difference about the biggest club in the world. I don't think for 1 second when Man City were lifting four Premier League trophies out of 4 Premier League trophies, did I ever think, I wish I was the biggest club in the world, like United, the biggest club in the world? Do you think I would swap one day of Pep Guardiola's for anything about United, etc. For instance, maybe the odd result, etc. But apart from that, no chance. I just wouldn't. And prior to that, etc. I grew up with the Bell, Lee Summerby, and there's Mr. Bell, Colin Bell. So for instance, I grew up with him, and there's me, there's my brother, that's Colin Bell, and Nijinsky, for instance. And I didn't regret not supporting United when I was I was sat next to Colin Bell. or Francis Lee or Mike Zombie next to Helen with the bell. For instance, living next door to Mike Somerby, so Mr. Mike. We used to love to have a chat with him. What's it called? On my runs down Otterspool Road. Yeah, absolutely, great days. And so I'm missing Alan Galley and the City Football Group, Terence Daniels, well, a good mate of mine, etc. Until we fell out a little bit, unfortunately. And it goes on. But now I've got great memories of Manchester City, and I won't swap them at all. I've never met much. City fans are just a great bunch of guys. They really are. You know, so for instance, and I've never enjoyed myself so much as what's it called when I meet Man City fans, and we are so grounded, so down to earth. And I've got to big up Man City fans, etc. They are, you know, the salt of the earth, you know. And I listen to the guys now, for instance, on the internet at the moment. Typical City, Johnny, LB, for instance, Nobbins, JCG, whatever. And they're all decent guys, you know. South Stand, Stabs. How can you not love Big Steve, you know? And great guys, just really. And then, for instance, and then you look at the opposition, you know, and the odd one is all right, I suppose, you know, of the opposition, but. Oh, honestly, and it's especially these fans who was go scream down, you know, these football, you know, the clips of the games, etc., and they scream down the microphone after scoring a goal. There's a certain degree about being dignified, isn't there? Do you not think that? You know, what's it called? I listen to LB, and he's like, yeah, whatever, and Johnny, whatever, like that. There's microphones here. But they have to pick up the phone. And these black guys always have these really high voices. If you're wearing headphones and somebody's screaming down your headphones, you'll be like, but they don't think that. We scored a goal. Honestly. And also when they concede a goal, he's crap, he's rubbish, you know, honestly, it is, you know, if a Man City YouTuber did that, etc., the last time I'll ever listen to him, and I'll call him out whenever I see him, etc., because you just don't need it, you know, ripping off your t-shirt, look at me, the young Arsenal kids, and there's a white lad and a black guy, and whipping off the t-shirts, look at me, we've scored a goal, keep it on. Gee whiz, nobody wants to see that, you know, honestly. You know, and I work out, and this t-shirt stays on, you know, it's for me, myself, and I. And, I don't know, for instance, they got no decorum. But when I look at, you know, Johnny, the way he says, you know, and South Stand, etc., and, you know, there's a certain degree of dignity when you cheer and show respect and fans. So, you know, but now, when it comes to football fans, etc., I think Man City have really got a good bunch. Anyway, so let's go back to the the game today. So Pep Guardiola has been chatting. Again, he had a good, for instance, press conference. He was asked about quite a few things, etc., about Rodri. I'll come to Rodri in a minute, and also this one about Ryan Ignori, why he was not starting, and he's basically just, you know, again, for instance, people trying to, and I saw him laughing yesterday, for instance, and I thought, you know, and I couldn't understand. Because again, for instance, you feel that it's like the BBC when they're trying to talk to the reform, and you feel like there's a leading question of sarcasm and arrogance and things like that when you're talking, listening to them talk, etc., of trying to find the headline and trying to make some of something which is not, it's not even there, it's not important. So when you talk about Ryan Ignori, for instance, so, you know, like, why is Ryan Ignori's 9? What a waste of time, you spent a lot of money on him, blah 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 blah, you know. Anyway, only find out that, for instance, he says again, he was right when he first started, when he came on, for instance, we know, so when he started for Man City, he started a lot of games, then got injured. Okay, and then for instance, and then we stuck Nick O'Reilly in the back there, for instance, and and he's Nick O'Reilly's playing very well at the moment. So what's good? But the amount of games we have to play, 16, 17 games, etc., we'll have to do a better rotation. So for instance, and he'll get games. So there's no big deal. You know, again, for instance, the media always trying to look for the story. You know, screw you. And but you know, we're there. Passion over 6 kids. Guardiola admitted concerns over the goals Man City are conceded, but doesn't want to lose with what his team has especially at press conference. The boss admitted to switching the focus from either second half collapse to good positions they are getting in the first place. Yeah, so for instance, but we're always concerned about the goals we're conceding, and again, for instance, it all comes down to one person, really, maybe two, and that is always conceding the midfield. Again, when he was talked about, for instance, Fulham, how many shots Leeds had, how many shots Fulham had. You know, for instance, again, if that guy the guy, for instance, from Fulham, and he comes on, you know, I would start him every game, whatever, and I would have him, you know, shooting at every opportunity, because it appears that, for instance, against Fulham, everything he shot through between 22 players or 20 plus, whatever, and he went through. You know, what amazing, you know, the look, to get that. You know, and again, for instance, I watch football all the time. I see Phil Foden shooting, Erling Haaland, a lot of strikers shooting, etc. And it always hits a defender or someone defending, or even one of the players. You know, in Phil Foden's winning goal against Leeds, Guardiola had to jump to get out the goddamn way. So the chances of that happening again, is just a bit remote. So we can talk about Man City's defence, we talk about blah blah blah, but the mere fact that, for instance, this guy shot had 2 shots and they both went in, and also there was their third goal, etc., which I thought was offside. But anyway, the mere fact that they, for instance, they had these great shots. Again, for instance, the ball out curved, etc. By Fulham. I thought it was a very good shot. It was a good, but the others they just shot, etc. and they just happened to go in. Now the biggest problem is so I'm not talking about moaning about the defence. The problem is there was nobody there. There was no midfielder in there to stop the shot coming in. There was nobody out there, and that is where we felt we're falling down at the moment and allowing teams to have shots against us. So I think and that's what Pep was talking about with Rodri. If he put Rodri there, it doesn't happen. But unfortunately, we've got Nico Gonzalez there, we've got Bernardo Silva, for instance, Tiana Reinders, and for instance, and when you got the Ballon d'Or winner, for instance, the best in the world. That's the reason why we won titles, because he was the best in the world and he's good at what he does and block shots, and they would never have been happen. I'll go on to the World Cup. On more running, we got praised. It was on the Man City website, whatever, about praising about the fact we run a lot. But Pep Guardiola said it's not good. That's not good. When you play less, when you run less, then you have a good spirit, and that's a good point. Last season we didn't run our levels was not good, and I'm not naive. I understand what's happening in the 2 games, and we have to do better. I am an incredible optimistic person, positive, and I can see the good things we have done against Leeds. We see what happened afterwards. One of our best managers in the world, Endo Maresca, he's done a good job at Chelsea. He's not credited enough, winning the World Cup, winning the Club World Cup, qualifying for the Champions League, and the league is tough as a young team. So blah, blah, blah. That's why when you win 5-4 against Fulham, oh my God! But afterwards I reflect on a bit. It's okay, but positive from 3. Okay, 3 points. But things to me yes. I think we always criticise running stats, etc. And when teams don't see, you feel like running puts effort in. It's effort. He's running around, he's doing a lot of, and his heat map is wonderful. And Pep Guardiola saying, well, if you're running too much, etc. I'm sure there's a blend somewhere. Me personally, for instance, I'd rather see the team running. But again, for instance, if you're running after the ball, for instance, if you're, and I think there's a 50-50 there. I want to see the players running hard for the game and for the club, etc. So but I understand what Pep's saying as well. Full of excitement after the final whistle. I can really, there was entertainment from it all, and everybody was sat at home watching the sofa, didn't change the channel. I'm pretty sure the broadcasters are happy with us. The broadcasters were happy with that. It's I get it. He was to go, but it's but I think he was having fun. I think he looks, again, for Gio's telemanagers, supposed to go to his feelings and how he's having fun with the press and how much he's having fun in the press conference, and he's not, so Amarin's press conference, and with Pep, he's having a laughing and joking, saying, you know, I bet everybody loved that game, etc. You know, and he was the person who answered the first question at the Fulham press conference in Craven Cottage, etc. You know, like, and but you enjoyed that. That was worth the money. Come on, we need, you know, give us, you know, for the entertainment value. So yeah. On O'Reilly needing a rest, yeah, maybe. I will rotate. Maybe it's too much against Liverpool. Yes, he did. But the only reason that why that was 3 fresh legs in Fulham's half. He could not run anymore. There was lots of games to maintain energy. The reasons we dropped against Leverkusen because of the lack of energy and our intensive. And that's where our first half. We have a lot of balls, a lot of chances, and really good game. Good game in a tough place. Maybe it was coming, but I don't know when. At the same time, he's young. He's not like other places, and who may be a grandfather. So he's young. He's a teenager. He recovers well, and we'll see day by day. Yeah, come on. He's a young lad, etc. He'll recover. I thought Nico Gonzalez looked really, really tired against Fulham. So, but yeah. And reflects on his first Premier League games, different excitement, Sunderland threats. Only I can see a humble opinion in my. They deserve to be where they are. They are newly promoted, and they play 3 games and 4 games, 5 games. Momentum. It happens when you have 14 fixtures in the Premier League. Opening, like everyone else suffers in those games. But yeah, they do deserve it. Absolutely. On Fulham reflection, let's have a quick chat about what mood on Rodri. Countdown is on. Sunderland, the Stern test. Yeah, it will be the Stern test. Yeah, I don't need this, etc. Yeah, on Rodri, for instance, he was bought out. He was asked specifically, and normally he kind of dodges the answer. But today he was talking about he had the muscle in the upper part of his which is trying to improve. But I think they are taking the sweet ass time with Rodri. And again, for instance, it was their own mistake bringing him back, playing 3 games. I know it was important. We didn't realise how Nico Gonzalez was going to play. And so yeah, they overplayed him. He got the injury. For instance, I know just taking the sweet ass time about, and which I salute the club for it, even though I want to see Rodri back ASAP. So, but I think he's a linchpin. I think once he comes back, etc., I think Man City will definitely go on to win the Premier League. So yeah, so I want Rodri back as quick as possible. So, yeah, and I'm glad he actually clarified the injury, etc., and when he expects to be back. You know, because again, it's the same old damn question: when's he back? When's he back? When's he back? Let's just move on to a few other things. I like these stats, etc. Every so often I come across them. Man City have won their last Premier League games against Sunderland with this meeting 2-0 away in March 2017. Sunderland's never won in 13 attempts at Man City in the Premier League. Drawn 2, lost 11. And the last top flight win was in December 1981 at Main Road. So again, these kind of little pointers, you know, you're thinking, yeah, well, you know, and again, for instance, they don't have a really good, you know, Leeds didn't have a great record at Manchester City, so Man City ended up winning. Man City have never lost a Premier League game at the Etihad against Sunderland in the 11 meetings. I've just read that. No, only Newcastle. Okay, done that. Man City have won 24 of the last 26 Premier League games against promoted sides. Yeah, already done that yesterday. City have won the last blah blah blah. Let's have a look at anything else. Man City have conceded 8 goals. And don't listen to read that. Only on Blackburn 3 did Erling Haaland's father Alfie Hingan scored more Premier League goals than he did against Sunderland 2. Indeed, his first goal for Man City was in competition, came against the Black Cats. Phil Foden has scored 4 goals in his last 2 Premier League games, having netted just once in the previous 20 appearances. The only Man City player to score 2 goals plus in 3 consecutive Premier League games is Erling Haaland, September 24, while the last English player to do that, and all close, was Tommy Abrahams in September 2019. okay. But no, again, for instance, I think it's we've got to play Turkey today. I think it's one of those games, etc. You know, typical Johnny at typical City did here. You know, and what's it called? It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. It's going to be physical. A game, etc. For instance, but I think the City have the quality to unlock that pass, and the likes of, and if we start Turkey, and with the likes of Foden, Doku on the right, early in the centre, for instance, like that, I think we can unlock the goal against Fulham. I don't think it will definitely won't be a 5-4. I think it'll be a closer knit game, and I do believe etc. we can get the result. So yeah, so I'm definitely going for a 3-1 win, Man City. I think we'll concede because we're at Man City at the moment, but I do believe, for instance, we can win the game. I think we'll win the game. I think we're up for the game. I think the fans will be up for the game. They're going to be. It's going to be like a top level game, and there's none of these. I don't think not one Man City fan is going to go there today. It's going to say it's going to be 5-0 and like what we're doing at Leeds. So yeah, I think Man City will be on it. And I think the players were on it, and I think we'll worry about Madrid when it needs to be worried about. But other than that, I think we'll go in heavily, and I think we'll get the win, because I think we're Man City and we're a good football team. But we've also got to respect Sunderland. Guys, gonna love you and leave you. If you go into the game, enjoy. Once again, I wish I was there. And then back to Thailand. But no offense, if you're going to go enjoy the game, etc. I'm worried about Viagogo giving too many tickets away to too many away fans. What's it called in our elite, so we'll see what happens there. And but I think it's going to be a great game. So really looking forward to it. 10 p.m. to kick off for me, 3 o'clock for you guys, and enjoy the game. True Blue Tag from Thailand. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Have a good day.